fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
22 pickup? Care to let me in on the secret?
Kid, I'm about to let everyone in on the secret.
And as quick as a 22 pickup, my 16-year-old brain was hooked on Star Wars Rebels. It was the beginning of the Disney Star Wars era, and what a premiere. Sometimes it feels like the last 12 years have flown by. We got a whole sequel trilogy, the story of the Rebels getting the Death Star plans. Han Solo met Chewbacca and acquired the Millennium Falcon in a game of chance. We met the Mandalorian and followed him on his adventures with Grogu. Boba Fett finally got to be a character in his own show, no less. Ahsoka freaking Tano made the jump to live action. So many insane things have happened, and when the community decides a show is good, the director gets infinite praise. Good job, Dave Filoni. Good job, Jon Favreau. Good job, Tony Gilroy. Great writing, Bryce Dallas Howard. But the second a show isn't appreciated, as the second it doesn't go the way that you'd like, it's instantaneous hatred for the woman who merely greenlit the show. Kathleen Kennedy isn't as hands-on as y'all have pretended, and she never gets the praise when it's due either. Now, I accept, by virtue of making a Kathleen Kennedy video that's positive, the thumbnail alone is inviting mass dislikes. Thanks for the interaction and the algorithm all the same. But for real, hear me out. I accept the Acolyte wasn't liked by most. Same with Book of Boba Fett and Mando Season 3. I personally have enjoyed all of them, but that's subjective, as it's up to personal taste. You likely enjoyed Andor, which I did not. But I don't hear the Andor fans praising Kathleen Kennedy for greenlighting their new favorite Star Wars show. Why does she exclusively get called out and never praised? I've never understood the mentality behind it. For the last few years, fake news articles keep getting written and shared by these no-name news pages that everyone cites as if they're a real source, that Kathleen Kennedy is being fired, or she's quitting, she's stepping down, Disney is making her retire. Isn't it exhausting being so negative all the time? Imagine the mindset it has to have her in. The constant badgering by an impossible-to-please fan base for things she didn't directly do. It's bullying, and I hate bullying. It's been very hard to watch. So, here I am, doing the apparently impossible. I want to very publicly thank Kathleen Kennedy. Star Wars Rebels is my very favorite animated Star Wars show. I adore it, and I appreciate it being greenlit. The sequel trilogy and the spin-off films were so much fun to see midnight openings of with my friends. Star Wars making the jump to live-action television with The Mandalorian was huge, and it was handled so well. Like I said, Boba Fett finally became a character, and one that I finally really liked. I never liked him for the rule of cool. I wanted him to be someone that you should like because he's a good character, and he wasn't a character. He was just a guy in armor that looked cool. My favorite character, Ahsoka Tano, has become a household name instead of an obscure animated character the average viewer of the franchise wasn't familiar with, because most adults don't watch cartoons. These are all things that I can associate to the Kathleen Kennedy era of the helm of Lucasfilm, and I will forever be grateful that this Star Wars era exists. Dave Filoni has some really big shoes to fill. He's a creative genius. I know he's going to do great things, but I'm not celebrating his promotion because it's getting rid of Kathleen. I'm happy someone else is getting a shot to continue making the great Star Wars we've had for the last 12 years. Good luck, Dave Filoni. Good luck, Kathleen Kennedy, and may the Force be with you both. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for a little bit. I know this Topical Tuesday is shorter than most, but I just needed to be very concise. I came into this with a little bit of a script, and I hope that y'all were able to hear me out on this one. I try not to be a negative person, and with Kathleen Kennedy, that seems to be the trend in the community, and that's not me. Thank you for joining me on this Topical Tuesday. I look forward to doing these every Tuesday going forward. May the Force be with each and every one of you. Thanks for hearing me out. Let's have a civil conversation in the comments. See you next time.